When people know why they're being asked to do something, they're much more likely to do it. Explaining the reasoning and intent behind decisions can be challenging for some leaders. Today, I'm going to unpack the number one thing leaders can do to inspire action, and I'm also going to share 3 ways that your team will benefit if you do this one thing. There are leaders and there are those who lead, right? The leaders who achieve more, the ones that get more out of fewer people, the ones who influence human behavior are members of a very select group of leaders who do something very, very special. They inspire others to act. What makes those leaders special is they take the time to explain why. See, understanding why is the number one thing that inspires action. Most leaders believe they're good at explaining what they want others to do and how they should go about doing it. Yet many leaders are frustrated by underperforming team members. They're frustrated by talented people who lose focus, and they're frustrated by projects that run over budget. There's more to effective communication than just explaining the what and the how. Leaders have a responsibility to ensure everyone understands the why. Why is the business making a strategic change? Why is something a priority? Why is the work someone doing necessary? Why is someone the best person for a specific task? See, in our rush to get things done, many leaders either skip or struggle with explaining why. Sometimes leaders assume others just understand the why, right? Whether it's an organizational change, a decision they made, or simply a task they want to assign to somebody. Other leaders don't think explaining why is that important, but it is. You will find that taking the time to explain why will create greater buy-in and commitment. Effective communication is a key element of successful leadership. I've been fortunate enough to work with some really great leaders. And one leader I know had to make an important decision recently that was going to cause significant disruption to the status quo. And I had a front row seat to watching him carefully meet with his team, both individually and in small groups. And he's put a focus on explaining why he was making certain decisions. His team benefited in 3 ways. First, he provided his team with valuable insight into his decision-making process by explaining why this decision was so important and how he arrived at it. It was almost as if he was like preparing his leaders to fill his shoes one day. Next, by taking the time to explain why, his team realized that he cared about them, not just the task at hand. They emotionally connected with his transparency and the motives behind the decision. And finally, by articulating his reasoning, even if certain team members didn't agree or like the decision, they could better understand and appreciate his perspective, which accelerated buy-in and commitment. Employees who understand and are emotionally connected with why something is important to the organization and to them are going to feel a hell of a lot more inspired rather than manipulated. And they're going to do all they can to create support and implement the change that's being talked about. See, people are drawn to leaders who are good at communicating what they believe. They're inspired by a leader who includes them in their thought process, who makes them feel special, who takes an active interest in explaining why. The role of being a leader is not to come up with all the great ideas. The role of a leader is to create an environment in which great ideas can happen. Employees who understand why they do what they do and how that work contributes to the overall strategy often bring ideas to the table that the leader may not have even considered. I say this because we can all learn to lead. With a little bit of discipline, any leader can inspire others, directly and indirectly, to help advance their ideas and their vision. The next time that you're preparing to deliver an important message to your team, don't start with what needs to be done. Instead, explain why it's important. When people know why they're being asked to do something, they're much more likely to do it. if you like this video, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, share a key takeaway in the comments, and of course subscribe, because each week I'm bringing content, right, to you to help you and your team embrace change, focus your efforts, and accelerate results. Remember, you're just one idea away. We'll talk to you soon.